Year 5, happy Wednesday. Here's your fact of the day, which is 11 times 9 equals 99. So I've started you off with a few. What else do you know if you know that 11 times 9 equals 99? Okay, Year 5, so carrying on with measures. Today we're looking at volume and capacity. So here we've got some girls in the garden and they're filling up a bucket with water. So the bucket has a capacity of 4 litres. It will hold 4 litres. Tilly uses the 1 litre watering can to fill it up. She fills the 1 litre watering can 4 times, so then she'd have 4 litres. That makes sense, doesn't it? So that's the capacity. So here there's some other containers, 750 millilitres, a 900 millilitre, 50 millilitres or 500 millilitres. Which of these containers would also fill the bucket with exactly 4 litres? Have a think about that. Which ones do you think would exactly? I think I would probably go with this one. Is that right? Yeah, so I could use the 500 millilitre one and I'd have to use it 8 times to get to 4,000 millilitres, because we know that 4,000 millilitres is the same as 4 litres. You could have a work out at home whether you think you could use any of those other containers. So now we're going to think about volume. So here we've got an empty, what is that? I think it's a flower pot. So you would have done this last year and you would have probably used the cubes or the multi-link. So we can estimate, which remember is a best guess, it's not a wild guess, estimate is a best guess, the volume of a cube or a cuboid by counting the centimetre cubes that it is built from. So, using centimetre cubes to build the shapes, how many cubes do you think you'd use to make each shape? So you can see here, this one's got 3 here, 3 up, and 3 along. This one's got 2 by 2 by 2, and this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 2 there, and then 2 deep that way. So you could work out the volume, and you probably would have done this in Year 4, by counting the squares. That's what you would have done. So you would have counted the squares. So you would know that that one would be 8 cubes. What do we think the next one would be? That one is 20 cubes. So then this one, we've got 3. What do we think this one might be? 27 cubes, because we had 3 times 3 times 3. And that's what we're going to look at for Year 5, is working out the volume, not by counting the cubes, but by using the maths. So, how you write it down in cubic centimetres. Hopefully you can see we've got centimetres, and this time it's not a 2, we put a 3 because it's cubed, because you're multiplying 3 things. So you'd write it as, this is in centimetres, so you'd write centimetres cubed, which is a small 3. So you can use centimetre cubes, and if we were in school, that's exactly what I'd be doing for you. We'd be giving you the multi-link, which I've got here, and getting you to make a cube. If you've got anything like this at home, you could try, but I'm aware that obviously you probably haven't got multi-link at home. If you've got anything that's small squares, you could try to make a cube. So again, you can work these ones out by counting the cubes. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so that's 8 centimetres cubed. Same with this one, that would be 20 centimetres and 12 centimetres. So as I say, I think you would have covered this in Year 4. So you've counted the cubes to help you work out the sorry, not the size, the volume of the object. But now, because we're in year 5, we're going to do it more in a mathematical way. So to find the volume of a cuboid, we multiply the width by the length by the height. So how wide it is, how long it is, and how high it is. So this cube is 2 centimetres by 2 centimetres by 2 centimetres. So it would look like this written down. So you'd write 2 centimetres times 2 centimetres times 2 centimetres. The thing that you need to remember, and this is where mistakes might happen, is that when you've got, so you do the first two, this sum first. So 2 times 2 is, I know you're all shouting at the screen, 4. Then you do 4 times 2. 4 times 2, which equals 8 centimetres cubed. You're not adding these up, are you? You're not going to say 6 because you're not adding them. We're not saying 2 times 2 is 4. Add that 2. It's times, isn't it? So we're multiplying, which is why we've just done multiplication, so that this will help you with this. So 2 centimetres times 2 centimetres times 2 centimetres gives me a volume of 8 centimetres cubed. So it's the same as finding, this is the area, which we did, didn't we, last week, I think, the area of the face there, but this time we're finding the whole of the capacity, the whole of the space, all together. So this is 8, you can see there's 8 cubes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is 2 times 2 times 2. So now I'm going to show you today's work, which is in your pack. So in your measures section of your pack, you should find this sheet. It's page 7 of 9, and it's called Volume and Capacity. For the first question here, you just need to draw a line from the container to the right amount of measurement of liquid that you think will go into it. So you just need to have an idea what 5 millilitres is, and whether that would fill a bathtub. I'm thinking probably not. So just draw a line to those ones. Next, there's 2 questions about practical applications of having the liquid and how much more you might need to be putting in, or how much will be left in the jug. So have a go at those. This one is calculating the volume of the cuboid, just like I've shown you. So remember, this one is 12 centimetres by 3 centimetres by 4 centimetres. So remember, the sum that you need to do is 12 times 3 times 4. And remember, you do those. Does it matter which order you do them in? Could you do 4 times 3 times 12? I think you probably could. The answer is already partly given for you here because it's telling you that it's centimetres cubed. So that's helpful. And then for the last one, you've got to work out, this is the opposite way around. So it's given you the volume of 80 centimetres cubed. So can you work backwards with this one? If it's 10 centimetres by 2 centimetres, well, that would give me 20. How many would I multiply that by to get the size of A? So what is the length of A is your question there. And if you want to have some more practice, there's this sheet, so you could pause the video and see if you could work out the volume of these cuboids.